What are Giffen goods? Giffen goods are products whose demand increases when prices rise, thus reversing the typical law of prices and demand. In most cases, when prices rise, demands for those products decline. The opposite occurs with Giffen goods. In this video, you will find out why. In the vast majority of cases, Giffen goods are very basic products, inferior products, which low-income households rely on. Poor people have a very limited choice of food. For example, in Victorian Britain, bread was the basic foodstuff for those at the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder. If Victorian bread prices rose, poor households could not switch to any alternatives. Meat was very expensive, so people ended up purchasing more bread and less meat, or even did away with meat altogether, because bread was the only thing that they could afford. Bread, in this case, is an example of a Giffen good. Giffen goods are named after Sir Robert Giffen, a Scottish statistician and economist, to whom Alfred Marshall, one of the most influential economists of his time, attributed this idea in his book Principles of Economics. Sir Robert proposed the paradox after observing the purchasing habits of Victorian families. He noticed that when bread prices rose, lower-income households would reduce their purchases of more expensive foods, such as meat, and buy more bread. Demand for a Giffen good cannot keep rising in parallel with its price rise forever. Eventually, the consumer will run out of money. Giffen goods must be inferior goods, which implies that those who buy them have little money to start with. At some point, the increasing price of the Giffen good will exceed the purchaser's entire budget. When it does, demand for that product starts to decline. So what's the difference between Giffen goods and Veblen goods? Veblen goods are luxury products whose demand depends on their high prices. People buy Veblen goods to improve their status. That is, to show others how rich, stylish, or classy they are. Examples include Rolex watches, designer handbags, jewelry, and Rolls-Royce cars. Giffen goods, on the other hand, are the opposite of luxury goods. They are basic or essential items. Thank you for watching this brief video on Giffen goods.